Testing, mic check. Cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns, cinnamon buns. Hello, friendos. My name is Nez, and once again, we are back for some more Arknights because today we're finishing off the event story for INUDI HAREK, Horakhet, the adventure that cannot wait for the sun. It has been a week since our last stream. I had my birthday last Thursday, and I am soon reaching existential crisis that I'm about to become an old man in a JRPG. Holy. LOL, Eggy. So, there's that. Nothing much happened to me this week aside from that. I am considering resubbing to FF14 when the latter half of 7.1 drops. There's that. I think they're having a free login campaign right now, which I might get into. I'm not sure if 3 days of free login is gonna be enough to do some MSQ streams, but I will try to do MSQ sometime soon again. Also, I've been saving role quests to do on stream. 14 lost you? Fair, it's not for everyone. So, the polls have ended for the event. Fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it. I didn't get Pepe or Narantuya. So there's that. Guess we'll be having some polls saved up for everything else that's coming soon. What's her face? The new vampire girl. You got Marcille coming. Wait. What was that about to do again? Yeah, put in Jay and Silver Daddy. Dawn Trails just no? I don't know, man. I love Dawn Trail. It's my second favorite expansion. Just under Endwalkers. I liked it more than Shadowbringers. I love Dawn Trail. I love Woklamat. I love the sense of adventure. So there's that. Also, getting really hyped up about the new Magic the Gathering set coming out on Valentine's Day. Incredibly funny it's coming out on Valentine's Day. So there's that. Race cars, motorbikes in my card game. Card games on motorbikes. So let's just get this done with. I just logged in. I only woke up like an hour ago. There was no food in the fridge, so I just had some instant ramen. I think that's everyone. Okay, that is everyone, surely. Maybe. There we go. Okay. Hold up. Let's hide. Why does it keep capturing the cursor, even though I said it to not capture the cursor? Okay, there we go. Now it can't be seen. Okay, just get the missions out of the way. Let's see what we pulled in our recruitment. Give me a 5-star. That's not a 5-star. That is gravel. Is the Enfield beta test still ongoing? I feel like it's slowing down. I feel like the discourse has been slowing down in the past week. But finally, I've seen some people talk about the story. Finally. And it doesn't seem good. The feedback about the story of Enfield does not look good from the feedback I've seen. Oh boy. That was my major feedback during the technical test. Oh boy. The usual cope is flying around. Oh, it's just the beginning of a gacha game. They're all shit like that. Okay, what if they're not? What if in an alternate reality, the starting story of a gacha game is not shit? Oh no, can't be. Can't possibly imagine that reality. Here we go. Ooh, Nuker. They nerfed the Nuker tag. God damn it, it's no longer back in my day. The Nuker tag guaranteed a 5-star. Then Frostleaf had to come. Wait, Frostleaf? Cutter had to come. And then there we go. Is there any new banner today? Oh, Dorothy in Holiak. Would I pull on this just for the snake lady? Probably not. I already have Dorothy. I'm not risking the biscuit. Saga and Weedy. I have some free 10 pulls for this banner, but nah, we already have Saga and Weedy. Also, I managed to clear out my gold certs before the month ended. Hooray. Now I just have to clear out the green cert shop. Surely I have enough without pulling in the past 2 months. Last time I pulled was like, pulled seriously. Was Blue Poppy's banner. Oh no! Not enough. Anyway, that should be enough by the end of the month. Surely, maybe. The skin's still here. Yes, they are. We're not looking at White Pharaoh Order. He can go fuck off. Okay. So, it is time to continue and end the event story. Recap of everything that happened last time. We got 4 of the gems back together inside of Zubayr. He's now trying to reopen the treasure trove, which is under the city all along. Sand Reckoner has been working with his family and his family lineage. They were working all throughout history to gather the gems back to the city. The bazaar got invaded by a bunch of mechanical zombies looking for the gems. Also, he's using his sand arts to reform the houses and the buildings back into their old forms. The treasure trove is about to be opened. He wants to fulfill his promise with one of the old Knights Mora that he made a promise to years back. But he's doing it now with Narantuya. But Narantuya right now does not care about her Kagan quest, so she's not considered a real Knights Mora. Meanwhile, Pepe and Titi are losing their shit. They got into a big fight. Zubayr and Pepe got into a fight. Now they're separated. I don't think this event's gonna be that serious. I still think Zubayr is a silly little guy. I don't think anyone's gonna get seriously hurt. But I don't know. I don't know. Things are getting serious, but we're just opening up a treasure trove. But Zubayr did say, he did say something about bringing the Shah of Past and Future back. What did he mean by this? Sargon has not had a Shah in a long time. It's being ruled currently by a bunch of Lord Emirs and Padishahs separately. There hasn't been a Shah in a very long time. What did he mean about bringing back the Shah of Past and Future? What did he mean by this? I guess we'll find out. Also, there's S stages, which we haven't done yet. We're gonna do S stages and MO tomorrow. So there's that. Okay. I think that's the recap. Let's get into it. We stopped at 8. We only got a few chapters left. I don't think this will take too long. But let's see. Let's go. It is time for the climax of the event. You should all bless me. Bless me with a dance under the morning sun and the tapping of your scabbards. Oh right, I forgot you stole your swords. Then beat the pots and pans. Play the anvil like a drum with your pens. They say the roads of Minahamait are paved with jewels. Well, I'm heading for that road now. I know most of you will tell me to stop being delusional, but why can't I make it rich? Why can't I buy us the best life? I have to try. Oh yeah, also, Aspasha found out about Narantuya's shady dealings. Oh, Narantuya, speak of the devil, where am I? Okay, Hypergriff. Hypergriff, once again, back at it again with the gray-skinned Sargonians. This is the brownest looking character we're allowed to have an NPC so far. At least as we started. I give you my blessing, Narantuya. There's a caravan I know that regularly visits the City of Radiance. If you do make it there, seek them out. I knew you'd have some useful connections. One more friend, one less trouble. Thanks for the blessing. Okay, finally some melanin, thank you. I'm still worried, Narantuya. What about? How many times have I told you? No one's going to get revenge on you when I'm gone. This has nothing to do with you. You chose to work for me and not Asim, but I'm not just that charming. Old Asim resents me for it and speaks ill of me everywhere he goes, but he's still being petty. And those jealous haters had the band together and set me up. My fault. I'm so lucky that I attract both gold and people. You're the one I'm worried about, Narutuya. If you just wander into the desert with an empty satchel, what will you do when you can't find any water or beasts? I know we somehow ended up poorer than we started, but I'm sure I at least have some coins for jerkies and preserved fruits. Why would you think that? Has anyone been starving without telling me? Who is it? I'll give them some coins right now. Narantuya reaches into the purse of her waist. At her waist. As her eyes slowly widen in disbelief, she unties the beast hide pouch, turns it inside out, and begins shaking it. We're out of money. A few grains of sand fall onto the endless desert. Strange. I don't remember bumping into a beggar or vagrant. Actually, I vaguely remember crossing paths with a few rich men. Narantuya, I thought it over. I think I should teach you my secret to finding water in the desert. I don't have to worry about becoming a sacrificial tribute to a bandit chief anymore, so there's no need to keep this secret any longer. Good, I like this blessing. The Sands can enjoy those lost coins then. I'm worried too, Narantuya. And what are you worried about? That'll abduct... Words are hard. That'll abduct another child slave from a caravan who'll replace you as most illiterate. I'm worried about the two black blades of yours. You haven't used or maintained them in a long time. It's precisely because maintenance is a chore that I avoid using these antiques. I much prefer modern materials and mechanical forging. Wait, where are my blades? And my dagger? And my supply of paralyzing toxins and spore casks? I'm worried about your tendency to pick up new recruits, Narantuya. You'll be setting out alone. It's great if you could get some useful crew, but most of the time it's people like me and Najazi that you have to save. Setting out alone? You girls aren't coming with me to the City of Radiance. Was this prior to the event starting? Which is why Ajazi and I worked for 2 months in a logging camp and threw the coins we saved into a river they say flows into the City of Radiance. I hope you will find them when the river floods and that your Kagan quest goes smoothly. I mean, you could have just given them to her. You didn't need to throw it into the river hoping it'll wash to her. Okay, I appreciate this blessing too, even though the rainforest is at downstream of the river. It's not gonna get to her. Wait. Did you say Kagan quest? Oh, she's in a dream. Never mind. This is all an illusion. They want to see the idea. Hey, maybe Naruto, you should complete your Kagan quest. If you don't, you can't claim this treasure for some reason. Yes, your Kagan quest. You're all set for it, right? No. When did that happen? Come to think of it, I am indeed all by myself with nothing but weapons from my parents right now. Pass in the city. I'm out. She can sense something is wrong. The young knight Samora turns and strides over to her bird and beast back. At that same moment, towering walls rise up from the sand. Even part of the piercing sunlight seems to be blocked off. Where are my bird and beasts? In my tent? Narantuya rubs her eyes. As if trapped in a nightmare of her own making, her field of vision narrows until only one path remains. Step forth. Prove your bravery. Embark on your Kagan quest. Just take this step. No way. This Gagan quiz is too scary, I'll die. Help! Oh, is she awake? Did Aspasia wake her? Strange. The metal constructs here are not moving. Someone's on the ground. Hello? Can you hear me? Hold on, I'm on my way. Why is there growling? Oh wait, is it one of the beast lords? Is it Mio or Wolf? Why is his name Wolf? Out of my way. Wait, why did we have a POV to getting punched by Aspasia? Wait, never mind, I'm into it. What did you say? I was just lying on the ground and a giant beck beast had its paw on my head. I think it's a beck beast, but I failed to catch the creature before it vanished into the sand and dust. Beck beast. It's probably Wolf. It's no wonder my head hurt while I was dreaming. There was a voice I heard making woo sounds. My face is fine though, right? Yes. Phew. How did you chase a beck beast away? I spent so long yelling at it in my dream with no luck. The situation was urgent, so I resorted to force. You punched a beast lord! Wow, why didn't I think of that? Sometimes violence is the solution. I knew you'd be a reliable subordinate. Thanks a lot. Wait, no, you're not a subordinate. We'd be best leaving. These constructs could start moving at any time. It's not safe here. Seems pretty safe to me. The river god presented me with a chance to prove my heroism, and I ended up falling asleep on the street. Yeah, she was surrounded by constructs and she went to sleep. Had a little vision for her Kagan quest. The dream was nice though, at least the first half of it. The streets are in chaos while you lay on the sands and had a good dream? Yep, I dreamed about my departure ceremony. Everyone was cheering me on, even their beat was spot on. How nice would it be if my former subordinates were actually that supportive when I was setting out for Minahamai? So they didn't throw a bunch of coins into the river for you. I talked to Ajazi and Ajani briefly after you left the hotel. Did they tell you most people think I'm delusional? They did. But consider this. If one has to eventually wake from one's dream, why not indulge in a bit of fantasy before that happens? Metaphor, refantasio. Can't help but laugh. Perhaps there remains much of each other that we do not know. Yuri. But for now, I'm simply glad to see you safe. Yuri. Aspasia extends her hand to Narantuya. So does that mean we're all good? Hold on. Radio. Ajazi here. What's wrong, Ajani? Narantuya, help! The museum isn't safe at all! And now everyone's in trouble. All the constructs are coming back to life. Doesn't seem like they're hurting people, they're just gathering gems. They're just silly little guys. Horakhet was witnessed. Has witnessed. Who's there? TT, did you say something? I heard something. I didn't. But I heard it too. No way. Can these artifacts talk? Oh, why didn't they say anything before? Can they talk? Are you just a silly little guy? Or are you something more menacing? Guardian of Eternity, please answer. Please answer. Please answer. Wait, no, this is too serious. Please answer. Answer what? He who led the Outlanders to stride upon the earth, forsaking their ships from the domain. His legions brandishing golden blades shielded the reckless and inquisitive travelers. Bitter and sweet, his chalice did contain, drawn from those who traversed through his realm. In the sands beneath his feet rest bones and charred stones from the distant northwest. Tell me the name that people remember him by. Are we talking about the Shah of past and future? Is this name Horakhet? Is that the title drop? Is that... Not. I don't think they can actually talk. At least, they're not capable of conversation. They're just presenting riddles, like when you're prompted to enter a combination of numbers to open a safe. But what kind of complex riddle is this? The countdown has begun. 3 minutes remaining. What is it? It's a Sphinx's riddle. Ah, yeah, I get it. It's a fucking Sphinx's riddle. Hello, espresso. Ah! Now we've turned it into a ticking time bomb. I don't think it's a bomb. Wait, Anat, calm down. Could you contact any of the museum staff? Oh, what for? I think this might be a riddle about history. I remember now. What about that favorite book of yours, Terra, A Journey? It was never translated into English and released to Global, because hyperglyph. Hyperglyph! Where is my translated Terra, A Journey? Where is it? TT, look up the section on Bolivar's history for me, please. Bolivar? Why is it about Bolivar? You ask of Padisha Bayed, who agreed to establish an Iberia-Sargon-Bolivar trade route and subsequently brought in Bolivarian sugarcane and coffee beans. Corrupted by the land's blight, tiny skulls strung on leather tight, clanking with agony from their plight, hunted they are day and night. I know! Chapter 3, Beasts of Terra! You ask of sand beasts. There was a trend in 6th century Sargon to hunt sand beasts. The museum used to have strings of sand beasts' heads hung up to ward evil, though we always saw it as a needless worship of nature. But since you've witnessed that history, you should know that the real reason for hunting sand beasts was that a small number of them mutated from high concentration of local active originium, right? Okay, next construct and riddle, please. Why are they just asking riddles? What is this for? At the lake's bottom, the ruins dwell. Heirs of an old bloodline, many fell. Executed with blades that gleam, they turned on their own, it seemed. On the lake's bottom? Lake? We're not by any lake, we're by a river! I remember this one. Go to the end of the Races of Terra. A riddle suited for archaeologists. There was an ancient settlement from 1,000 years ago where we found signs of group executions, but we excavated torture instruments made of modern alloy materials. You're right. The answer is written here. Petrum, a race practically no one has seen, are those who inherited unique smelting and forging techniques from the olden times. Wait, Petrum. That's not the first time I've heard that word. Petrum. There is at least one Petrum in Arknights that we know of. I forgot who, though. Petrum. What are Petrum again? This is not a new word. I've seen this somewhere. Who is our one Petrum character? I forgot. Unique smelting techniques. Smelting? They can't be talking about... They can't be talking about the Minoans. Are they talking about the Minoans? Nah. I'm delusional. Okay, next question. Construct's riddles are solved as the pages turn and they gradually settle down. They stop in a circle around Anat like a group of silent listeners. Anat recalls the moment right before she gave her first speech. TT taught her to imagine the audience as museum artifacts to calm her nerves. Just keep talking about the things you know are true, Anat. Phew, this is taboo to say, but the Sarkas did indeed set foot on Sargon once. We still don't know the full extent of their ancient curse. Ah, yes. Can't have an Arknights event without the casual Sarkas racism. Come to think of it, this is how you've inspired me. Sometimes it's casual, sometimes it's ranked. You mean the curse? No, I used to not get it. Sargon's written history dates back to when other nations were still in their primitive states. When you left Sargon to explore these lands, I wondered what more you hoped to learn. That's why I chose to read Terra Is this event just an ad for the lore book that never got translated to English for global? Come on, dog! If you're gonna release this event to global, might as well release the translation for the actual physical lore book. I saw within our limited time on this land that we hold too many misunderstandings and prejudices. The greatest show of bravery we can perform is to expend our finite lives on the search through the infinity of time. Yeah, we're no actual guardians of eternity, so there's no way we can experience everything ourselves, except Kelsey. Speaking of which, if you ever got the chance, would you become an immortal like Zubayr and witness ancient history with your own eyes? Actually, I've been thinking, if these constructs are using history rails to verify if we're worthy of controlling them, then what was the word that activated this verification mode of theirs? And what exactly was their creator thinking when they chose this command word, Horakhet? What could it mean? It's dark. Where am I? I'm in that monster's belly. Wait, what? I can hear the wind. Phew, what's up ahead? A lake in the desert. Emerald Lake lies in the center of the golden sands. The palm trees by its shore sway in the gentle breeze, creating the rustling sound Pepe heard earlier. A boy is half submerged in the water. After a moment, he suddenly sits up with a beautiful golden fin in hand. He holds the fin with both hands and carefully makes his way towards Pepe. Kid, do you know... Look at my catch, sister. Sister? Who are you calling sister? Wait, are you talking about... Father says he plans to bury Mother here, in her hometown. He also wants to erect a beautiful tomb for her, with a pretty pond full of lotuses. I will leave this golden fin in that pond and it will keep Mother company for me. What's that got to do with me? Sister? Stop calling me that. You don't look anything like my brother. Father will continue with his expedition. Mother's departure will not stop him. He asked us if we wish to stay here or follow him eastward. Is this Zubayr? Zubayr did say that he had a sister that Pepe reminded him of. What are you talking about, boy? I can't make sense of what you're saying. I wish to follow Father to the east, to see and conquer lands farther away than here. Come with me, sister. Bring your reed pen and papyrus. You will see many sights worth recording, and I shall accomplish great undertakings, as Father has. I will become the protagonist of your writings. Let's go together, sister. Hey, little guy, I'll have to pass. Gentle girl. I'll follow you and Father, Zubayr. Who... Pepe turns her head and sees a girl holding a white lotus, with a similar golden lotus on her forehead, sparkling in the sun. Decoration reminds Pepe of something, and she lightly touches her own head. That moment, the sun seems to make her head spin. Okay, we're getting a lot of visions. Both Pepe and Narantuya having visions. I don't know, to prove that they're worthy or some shit for the treasure trove. Now, where did I end up this time? A waterfall. Pepe sees the same boy by the waterfall with his head down, watching something. She quickens her steps in a bid to get the boy to notice her and realizes he has grown taller and more mature since she last saw him. The boy has become a young man. Okay, enough. I don't care who you are. Just let me leave. You're hurt. Your face. Don't worry, sister. Most of the blood is the enemy's. Battlefield was more complicated than expected, but they were no match for me. I won. Zubair, I went to a temple in the Arsalan rainforest and got a blessed amulet for you. I pray it can protect you from harm. I'm not afraid of wounds, sister. These scars prove I've grown. Pepe looks down and spots a long sword lying horizontally by the half-kneeling youth. Several streams of fresh blood flow from the sword down into the nearby pool, dyeing the water pink. Pepe turns her head and sees the girl behind her with a gentle smile on her face and also concern in her eyes. She turns back only to find the scenery around her has changed once again. We're just seeing Zubair's life. Within the rainforest, the youth holds up a dagger, turning it over as he inspects it. Congratulations. You'll be leading Father's garrison from tomorrow. This was the job you dreamed of, so why do you seem so unhappy? I don't know either. This commander's dagger is too light compared to the work and suffering I went through for it. What about you, sister? Are you not glad for me? No, Zubair, I'll only be glad when you are too. The books you spent countless days and nights on, did you find anything? Zubair, Sargon's history extends past what we can imagine, and we lack a complete record in our manuscripts. I plan to compile a volume that records past events that have been missed or omitted, hopefully. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that Zubair and Pepe are distantly related through the sister? Did the sister go on to establish Pepe's bloodline? Hopefully it will complete the account of Sargon's history. That will be a thick book. There are so many people you need to include. Father has agreed to my idea and has promised to help me. Very nice. I see we both achieved what we wanted. Pepe watches the boy sheath his dagger as he smiles at his sister. Okay, can Pepe put two and two together? Or is she really that dumb? Where am I this time? When does this one take place? Zubair. Oh, wait. Oh, that's Zubair. I was wondering, why does this gentlewoman have her titties out? Nope, wait, it's Zubair. Why is he such a handsome twink? He's a twunk. Also, Pepe, her lotus, probably a flower passed down through their family, most likely. Oh, wait! Oh, they foreshadowed this! This is why Pepe had the one golden slipper and Zubair had the other golden slipper. They foreshadowed this from the very beginning. That's why they had the pair. Hypergriff, I see what you're doing there. Zubair, why do you seem so upset? That Koranta from the east has changed father into a much different man. Koranta from the east, which means it's the Knights Mora. All these years, fathers remained stoic, even in the face of uprisings and challenges from various tribes. Time and again, he would recognize his troops and fly his banners. When father slices enemies apart with his sword, even the warm blood that spurted from their necks could not melt the cold gaze behind his mask. But that night's Mora, when father fought him, I could almost see sparks, not just from their clashing weapons, but also their eyes. Old man Yowie? I've never seen him look at anyone with such fervor. Zubair, I can sense it. Our father's passion for our country has long since faded. I heard some worrying news. father plans to invite Karandu Kagan down south to wage war against those invisible foes. South? What's south of Sargon? What is south of Sargon? I don't think there's anything down there. You're going with them, are you not? Those strange enemies have already been encroaching on our land bit by bit. Shah, you're both children of the Shah. As she follows the youth's gaze towards the far horizon, the distant land suddenly gets pulled right before her. It's gonna be her home. It's gonna be her hometown. Why are we rewinding with a funny noise? Or not, it's a barren desert. Pepe sees a barren desert devoid of green as her eyelids are buffeted by sand. The Foan Hotlands. What happened? How are you feeling, Zubair? I'm fine, sister. I'll need to remove your bandages to reapply the medicine. Bear with me, I'll be quick. It's alright. I feel no pain. How can that be? When they carried you back here, your entire body was charred. What should I do, Zubair? Father is missing and you're the only kin I have left. Brother has taken the throne, but we do not share the same mother. Your military achievements have already made him wary. That historian, is he treating you well? Yes, with his help the volume is already half done. Perhaps I could manage to see it complete within my lifetime. Careful not to overwork yourself. It's Pepe's great-grandmother! It is a promise to Father. Even if I fail to complete it, the child within me will continue my work. One day it will recount everything that has happened here to future generations. It will be a bridge across the vastness of time, connecting the readers with those recorded over the great river of time. I hear they plan to build a cenotaph for Father. Yes. Before he left, Father confided in me about a trove filled with the land's treasures. He instructed me to reveal its location only to the descendants of the Knights Mora. Huh. Okay. Nothing to do with the Shah of Passan. Oh wait, never mind. Oh! Okay, I put 2 and 2 together. They're the children of the Shah in past and future. Which means Pepe is royalty. Oh. Okay, I put 2 and 2 together. So Pepe is the great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter of the Shah of past and future. The treasure trove does not seem to have the Shah's body, ? And it's only a treasure trove for the Knights Mora? I don't know about that. Brother will not be happy when he learns of this. Sister, you chose to record Father's every word and action to memorialize his departure, while I chose to protect everything he left behind. Father's only just left, and already war wages among the western tribes. Must go and well be at rest. But how will you go in your current condition? A gemstone artisan from Arsalan told me he could preserve my consciousness into gemstones inscribed with special circuits. The craftsmen who created the Zayadin are also willing to build me a new body. Did you already decide on this before telling me about it, Zubair? Sister, I do not wish to be bedbound forever. Zubair, I only wish for you to be happy and nothing more. Promise me you'll never forget this. I promise. Where am I? So dark. Is anyone here? Why can't I talk? Drat, I can't move at all. My limbs are bound so tightly. Are you ready? About to remove the brain. Whoa, wait, what? Are they gonna mummify Pepe? Brain? Administer more sedative. His pulse is still beating after rather rapidly, and I need him to be calm. Oh, okay. She's experiencing The mummification of Zubair. Got it. Are you talking about my brain? Cover is lifted and light pours in. Pepe finds herself lying on the center of a stone platform. People around her come and go as they apply sticky, pungent medicine, tightly wrapping her body with linen, constricting her attempts at movement. Her observations are cut short when an old man walks towards her with a small knife in hand. Pepe would have panicked. The sedative starts taking effect. She feels someone holding her head down. The tiny blade inches towards her forehead. Is this what Zubair went through? When they transferred his consciousness, he was still alive. Okay. Artisans? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is this connected in any way with the Tin Men? I said Tin Men plural, but we only have one Tin Man. And it's a Tin Man. But the Tin Man's a revenant. How do these people have the ability to make artificial constructs? They did of course. They mentioned the sarcasm, of course. That's why we had the little history lesson with Titi and Anat. And about Sarkaz curses. The Sarkaz did come to Sargon thousands of years back, and that's probably how they got the witchcraft to put people inside of metal bodies. I mean, how could it be anything else? Foreshadowing is a narrative device. Is it over? Is this what you wanted to show me, Zubair? This is only the beginning. Tell me, what else did you go through? After quelling the rebellions for my brother, I bade farewell to my sister and ventured alone in this desert. Here, I stood guardian over the treasure father entrusted me, awaiting the arrival of Knights Mora descendant. Yet through the long centuries of change, the Knights Moran have forgotten father's promise to the Karandu Kagan. They never came, even when I was vanquished and sealed beneath the sands. And you spent nearly 1,000 years just waiting here. I have witnessed lives come into being and pass away. Cities rise and fall. With prosperity comes decline, and with life comes death, and an inevitability for all. And with each end comes a new beginning, the cycle repeating endlessly. Father was right. Everything that transpires is but a continual time loop. The future is not but a repetition of the past. I began to hate myself for choosing to become eternal. I wished to forget. Sophisticated memory system prevented me from doing so. Kept my experiences fresh and vivid in my mind. Every detail distinctively clear. Pepe, you once told me you wish to become one who remembers history, both written and unrecorded. You wish to witness the truth behind history with your own eyes. But that comes with a price, Pepe. Tell me, Zubair, in your long life, even the unbearable suffering you've been through, did you ever consider forgetting your father or sister? Never. That's my answer too. We should remember the things that shouldn't be forgotten, even if they bring us pain. Very good. Was this all just a test? Back to reality. I'm back. Mio! There's no gigantic ferocious beast, moist rainforest, or scorching sandstorm. In the middle of the street sits only a small animal, casually licking its fur. Why did you bring me inside Zubair's memories? It was a test he set for you. Could only see him if he passed it. Was he the one talking to me inside the illusion? No, that was actually me. Though the question was his indeed. Did I pass? You failed, so just run off back to wherever you came from, little girl. She failed! You seem pretty satisfied with my answer, though. No, you just imagined it. I have to see him. He's the one who started the unrest in the city, so only he can stop it. Besides, he's the only one who could help me reach the City of Gold, so I can't miss this last chance. Silly girl, do you think being the historian of the Sharagati is a good thing? You serve at the hand of the Shahansa, and so your tongue is cut to ensure you can never speak his secrets. You write only what the Shahansa wants to be written. You are no longer yourself, only a gilded mouthpiece. Is this what you want, foolish girl? I mean, we knew that from the very beginning. You only write the history that the Shahansa wants you to write about Sargon. Nothing about subjugating foreign lands. Only about great Sargonian history. Where did you learn all that? The City of Gold isn't a place for some random animal can wander into. Foolish girl, my first human pet was Lugal Zargus' own daughter. I saw with my own eyes when the poor girl had her tongue cut out by her own brother. Oh. Lugal Zargus. Oh. Okay, Lugal Zargus is the Shah of past and future, who is also the father of Zubair and Pepe's great-great-great-grandmother. Wait a minute, Mio, you were part of Pepe's family? I mean, they were part of your family? They were your pet? Pepe's grandma had her tongue cut off by her Shah brother? What? Enough, Mio. Oh, is that Wolf? She passed Zubair's test. Speak no more and let her pass. Wait till the second last house in the third alley from here. Remember this. Once you enter, knock thrice on the left door and then push the right door open. You will see him there. Insolent cur, she didn't pass the test. Why did you tell her? She passed the test, Mio. Enough of this. She did not if I say so. She failed. Fool, do you want this girl to? Release me! Our mission is complete. Let's go. Ah! Neo grabs Mio by the scruff and disappears down the alley, leaving behind only drag marks. Mio was trying to protect Pepe from becoming the historian. Oh. This is the first time we've seen her hammer out? Cute. Third alley, second last house. Knock thrice on the left door. And then open the right. Is this some sort of code? Some sort of magic riddle? Why are we even in this weird-ass house? We meet again, Pepe. Question. Would I have found you if I didn't follow the instructions exactly? Actually, you would have found me no matter which door you open. The key is whether you truly wish to meet me. Zubair, I've come here with a hammer. I can see that. Do you intend to intimidate me with force? I can't promise I won't use it. We don't have much time left, so answer my questions, truthfully. She even has the Lotus insignia on her hammer. Ask your questions, Pepe. I will answer them faithfully, not out of fear, but because it is my choice. Have you found the fourth gemstone? Yes. Someone was keeping it safe for me. Their family passed it down through the generations, waiting for the day I would awaken and return. Did you decide to destroy the entire city the moment you got it? The whole place is in chaos because of the jewel constructs. Pepe, I apologize for what is happening to the city, but I have to do it. My duty compels me. Fourth, Deliver. We go into the night awake and alert. For duty and obligation. Are your memories related to your duties complete? Indeed. So where's the Shah's treasure trove? Right below our feet, underneath the city of Nahamait. You could say this city was founded by and is prosperous because of the infinite treasures left behind by Father. When he left us, I had his cenotaph built to the deepest reach of his trove, so that it may also serve as his tomb. Okay, there we go. There we go! It's not just a treasure trove, it's also the resting place of the Shah of Bass in the future. Surely we're not gonna bring him back, right? For centuries, they kept digging underground, and every artifact or treasure they found in the mausoleum became fuel for the city. This is my fault, but it is not too late. There's still a chance to stop it, as they have yet to dig into its depths for the treasure that mustn't be touched by the wrong hands. What is that exactly? Patience, Pepe. I was just about to show you. A beam of sunlight pierces through the window, illuminating the floor beside Zubir's feet. He raises his staff high and suddenly a strong wind stirs from nowhere. The sistrum chimes and it jingles. Pepe hears Zubir hum a tune that feels familiar, though its cryptic lyrics elude her understanding. Then she feels the ground beneath her soften, her ankles sinking into the flowing sea of sand. As Zubir finishes his tune, he plunges his staff into the ground. In an instant, sand and dust swirl wildly, not mildly, enveloping them both until they vanish. Water! Bring some water! Hurry! Your curator spoke too much and is having a heat stroke. Meanwhile, in Plot C... Bad news, Medyeti Keti Hanim. I'm afraid the museum hasn't had running water for a while now. Oh, Narantuya, why are you here? Or to be precise, sand is pouring out of its taps. Can't even stop it. Do you work here? I don't recognize you. No, wait, sand pouring from its taps. Yep. By the way, we met your staff at the entrance and he asked me to pass on this leave request and a bunch of books. It was unclear where he was headed. The river water is too muddy to be used and all the nearby water channels are full of nothing but sand. And all of these happened while we made our way here, as quickly as rising tide. Talk about a flood festival, only it's sand. Hey, Hanim, why do you turn so quiet? Bad time to make witty comments, I see. Anat, wake up, hurry! We're going to die! What do you mean? You've only just realized that, after everything that happened today. Medyeti Keti Hanim, could you explain what's going on? To put it simply, if every gem in the city can be removed from its place, then the ones used for water purification are no exception. If too many of them are removed, the water purification system will stop working, changing the internal pressure and causing sand to intrude. If this happens, the constructs will have an endless supply of sand to build their pillars and walls, ruining the city. Also, Titi, I'm worried about something worse. Such a sudden pressure change will almost certainly damage the city's ancient underground river canal system. I didn't want to mention it out of fear for it coming true. Now I'm really scared of this city. Okay, go on. What happens when the underground canals are damaged? A large volume of water will seep out and loosen the sand, forming quicksand. Oh! The entire city will be devoured! Into the depths of the tomb! Okay, that's bad. But how was Zubair supposed to foresee any of this? All he was trying to do was open up the treasure. He's still a silly little guy. Meanwhile, Millions is dead. And this is just speculation, but the constructs have been building their pillars and walls for a specific reason. They're trying to recreate the way the palace looked in their memories. We, along with centuries of urban landscape, will be buried beneath the sands. Ugh. Do you need me to elaborate further? Nah, I got you. If the city sinks under the sand, everyone dies, including my crew. We're royally screwed. So there's only one path I can take to keep them safe, yes? We gotta get out of here. Meanwhile, the rest of the city, though. Okay. AS-9. Farewell to the past. Ooh. We're underground, finally. Also, that's a big ass... That is a big ass crystal with most likely originium circuits. Welcome, Pepe. Is this the Shah's treasure trove? It looks so much like the museum. Your instincts are correct. Parts of the city felt familiar even before my memories returned. I believe its architects may have been inspired by the mausoleum. What lies here, Zubir? Wait a minute. No shot. Isn't that the IS-4 boss? No. Or am I mistaking it? Isn't that the secret boss of IS-4? Question mark? The oil lamps on the wall light up, illuminating the hall with rays that meander through the mirror-smooth walls and pillars. Countless ghostly shadows appear in an orderly procession in the hall. So the treasure in the Shah's trove was himself. Was he a narcissist? Of course not. My sister missed father after he was gone, and she had me preserve his visage here. 1,000 years ago, historians preserved the words and deeds of my father using ancient technology they discovered, allowing him to appear in a way. Ancient technology they discovered. Hologram technology. Oh boy. Back at it again with the ancients. I found something similar in Arsalan. It showed me an image of the Shah in a crystal cave. I left it as such. I thought a descendant of Knightsmore would find it and follow the trail. You hit it too well, Zubir. No one else could have found it. I hit it. I built a massive temple on top of it. I guess it didn't stand the test of time. All I found were some ruins. But it guided you here, where you awakened me. That is the wonder of time. What seemed trivial at the time could, by fate and coincidence, cause the puzzle piece to fall perfectly into place. There are even images of the Shah without its mask. Arsalan wasn't the only sites I've seen images like these. When I was little, while playing hide-and-seek, my brother and I stumbled upon a chamber where the dead lay in their sarcophagi. I knew I would have to come into contact with these things eventually, but it was too much for a child my age. In my panic, I accidentally activated a mechanism and the image of the Shah appeared. At the time, I didn't know who he was, just some ghost trying to communicate with me. He told me those sarcophagi were history buried in sand. When those from the future dig them up, they will serve as a bridge across the vastness of time, bringing history and the present together over a great river of time. I remember the saying. It's what father said to comfort my sister when our mother passed away. I remember what he said to my sister after she became a historian. You must not escape what those heroes, so each history has its reverse face. What? So you've heard of it. It was the last thing the image said. I've never forgotten. Looking upon the image of Luzal Zargus, Pepe cannot help but feel a sense of absurdity. She had spent so much time wondering what the Shah's treasure trove held. Now, though, she realizes she has been chasing shadow after shadow. She holds her hammer tight, fighting back the urge to swing it and drive away the visages. But what she fears more is that the notion that perhaps her family's duty and legacy are nothing more than shadows too. I mean, pretty much. Ugh. My eyes are itchy. Got some eye boogers in them. Yeti Keti Hanim, I've contacted all your staff in the directory. Anyone else crazy enough to come? I'm not sure. A lot of answers are very vague. Thank you. Get a few more bottles of water for Anat, please. At once, Yeti Keti Hanim. So are we escaping the city or not? We're all gonna die! Brave souls like Isaiah and Inaya are hard to come by. We only have a couple of hours, Anat. The best thing we could ask for them is to make a run for it outside the city. Sorry, TT, but I'm busy comparing the city's survey records, and I don't have time to think about that. But you know why I stayed. The same reason as you. Judy. What about the two tourists, though? They have nothing to do with Zubir's reanimation. They don't even have much to do with the city, but now we're asking them to go into the sewers, do the most dangerous investigation, and try to block the sand from surging in. Which is why I must do my best, so that their courage isn't wasted. I'll rub your ears. Thank you, TT, I needed that. They're trying to save the city! Oh wait, is this gonna be the completion of the Kagan quest? Wait a minute. If Narantuya saves the city, is that gonna be her Kagan quest? She must face a great challenge. Oh, she's gonna complete her Kagan quest by saving the city. Say, TT, I never managed to publish my research on Zubayr, and no one will ever know about our explorations of the subterranean structure of the city. Will Father be disappointed that I died without leaving my name behind? Blame Pepe. Our dear princess was just too good at her job. Lazvar Effendi. I apologize, esteemed overseer, but the museum is not in a position to offer hospitality during this emergency. Please no need for formalities. I'm no longer the overseer, just a humble craftsman, free again at last. The museum cannot guarantee your safety at this time, so we must advise you to leave the city center as soon as possible, by any means possible. After I handed everything over, I stood before the flowing sands with Zubayr Effendi for a while. You saw him? I saw him attempt to repair one clay statue after another using arts, but eventually he stopped and said to me, "Such is our duty." I understand. Duty is what we uphold to the very end without ever asking why. To whatever end. What can I do to save the city? I mean, bro shows up, gives Zubayr all he needs, pieces out, and he's like, maybe I should save the city as well. And we have these two in the sewers trying to save the city. Alright, it's time to show my leadership skills. Soon you'll realize that you should have listened to me and stayed in the museum to protect the others. We'll end up where we started if we turn left here. What the heck is going on? This hasn't happened before in all my time in these sewers. You spent a lot of time in these sewers, huh, Naruto? Just let me say that I've never gotten lost when leading my crew. This isn't an indicator of my incompetence. I didn't say it was. Perhaps these winding passages were designed to confuse your sense of direction. I overheard part of the conversation as the museum curators were perusing the survey records. They believe these old sewers are just a small part of the city's underground structures, and they might be able to deduce a path to the deeper levels through historical records. They had been assisting an archaeologist trying to find clues that may lead to a site known as the Treasure Trove in ancient documents. If the former site of another massive building really is hidden beneath the city. A treasure trove? Forget I said anything. You don't seem afraid. Oh, afraid of what? Isn't our job just to find the sand leak and close the gate to that section? If the gate's broken, we'll just seal it with boards that we're carrying. There's a good chance we won't find it. Well, that would be a shame, since the city's getting buried in the sand, if we fail. But we'll be the first to see the sand rushing up from the deep down, and we may have time to call the museum and warn them to run. We'll be dead for sure, of course. Wait, is this why you insisted on coming to the sewers? Because it's dangerous and you need to be at the front of it? Narantuya, Aspasha, can you hear me? Yeah, we're together. We found a clue. Listen carefully and you should find Lesvar's clockwork foul beasts. They're machines that resemble blue foul beasts. We've estimated a few possible locations for the deep level structures. If we can create an opening in the wall, the clockwork beasts can fly down and gather information. With enough information, we should be able to find exactly where the sand is rushing in. But there is one caveat. The clockwork foul beasts are unable to perform heavier tasks like toggling switches and plugging gaps. You'll have to go into danger. They're heading deeper and deeper, at least. You must have seen it in the memories that I showed you. The circlet you're wearing is the same as my sister's. It was passed down through the family. I wondered why my family was so obsessed with recording the Shahansha's history. Father had no answer. He simply said it was our inherent duty. But now I see the answer is so simple. It is out of a daughter's longing for her father. My sister always believed that he would return someday. She never saw that day, and I never got the chance to say goodbye to her. What? Why are you speaking as if the Shah is gonna come back? All I had left for company after my sister's death was my father's shadows. Leave your obsession with the City of Gold behind, Pepe. I know how to seal consciousness into a gem and how to build a body that never decays. You will have a life eternal to experience, to discover, to record. I'm sorry, Zubair. I can't replace your sister and keep you company. I have a younger brother myself. He's the historian of Sharagade. A shame. It is hardly an honor. They know too much that cannot be put onto paper. My foolish brother wanted the historians to document history to his liking, and so he forced my sister to send one of their twin sons into the palace. 1,000 years later, coercion became an honor. The Sovereign of Beasts said all historians will have their tongues cut out. Is that true? I do not know the ways of the current Shahansha, but it is a proven way to keep a secret. I need to go to the City of Gold and find him no matter what. I knew it. Then leave, Pepe. No, not yet. I can't leave the city to its fate. I can't allow the constructs to continue wreaking havoc in the city. Spare the city. As you said, the most precious treasures have not been defiled. I cannot stop Pepe, even if I wanted to. In our lives, we go through many choices, big and small. One links to another, carving out unique circuits for all of us amidst infinite branching paths. My oaths to father and sister have been etched as circuits, preserved for all eternity upon these gems. He has his programming, he can't defy his programming. I can never defy them. Never. Then tell me how to stop the constructs, Zubair. I have already told you the answer. The rest is up to you, Pepe. Catch me if you can, like the invading army so many centuries ago. Really? We're having a big fight here. There's something I've been meaning to tell you since talking to Ajani and Ajazi the other day. Man, this is a hard rock. I hope we have enough time. What did they say? Blue clockwork foul beast circles overhead, urging them to dig through the stone bricks before them. Aspasha is glad that everything is going smoothly. She has only one more task before embarking on the path, if it indeed exists. I learned why you thirst for wealth. You feel like you owe your past crew. Oh, when did they start? The night when we fled for our lives, or the time when I gave away all their treasure? After you left. I heard many stories from Ajazi and Ajani, how they struggled to use saws properly while logging, often breaking them with brute force, how they tried their hand at bookkeeping but messed up the records, how someone slaughtered their last burden beast with a knife, then sold the knife to buy a pot to treat everyone to a feast. Word about his cooking spread, and he opened a food stall at the market. Customers flocked to his stall till this very day. How someone wrote a novel based on their time as a desert bandit, became published in the local paper. The latest chapters feature your gang traveling back in time to fight for the Shah's throne. Most of your old crew have a house and don't need to migrate with the seasons. If they fix their roofs in time, they won't even leak during monsoon season. I'd say they're all doing rather well. Of course I know that. I respect you, but I don't think you owe them anything. Just as you don't have to save an entire city to save Ajazi and Ajani. You should get out, go back to see them, then put your burden, your duty, down and start moving forward again. Aspash is interrupted by the rumbling of a sliding boulder. Can't you see we're having a moment here? The pair seems to have stumbled upon one of the mechanisms of the ancient maze. The etched brick retreats into the wall of the canal and they hear the sound of falling a few seconds later. Is that good or bad? The entire wall begins to collapse, but as Anat said, what lies beyond is not sand. Pitch black darkness indicates that they are staring at the interior of a massive structure. There is no path in front of them. The sound of quicksand is clearly audible from deeper in, as though there is a raging river deep in the abyss. A river from which there is no return. Why are they fighting? The pair throw down their pickaxes and draw their weapons at exactly the same time. Kicking up a cloud of dust, they face off less than 10 paces apart. What are you doing? Stopping you from jumping down. Wasn't I the one who had to stop you just now? Been wanting to say this. If you came to die, I can't let you go any further. I thought you would be better than those two stooges, but it turns out you need me to save you too. I told you, you don't have to carry this burden. She wants to go into the treasure trove, which by far was meant for her. So, I don't know. Maybe she'll stick the landing. The room can't be that big. You've got it wrong. I just want to go down and see for myself. Besides, no one can do it better than me, that's all. I want a mountain of gold, even if I didn't care about letting my crew live a better life. I'm just greedy, plain and simple. Are you though? Maybe that's just a mask you're wearing. Maybe you just wanna repay Ajani and Ajazi. Also, I didn't realize your thighs were that thick. In our lives, we go through many choices, big and small. You call it duty, I prefer to call it my choice. This is who I am. Right then, you're a trained fighter who won't walk into a knife. Well, things are about to get real this time. Don't get mad. I have nothing but sincere gratitude towards you, Naruto. I need not fear a duel with you. I didn't dare to believe my heart because I had made an oath to my family about blood and violence, about war being the most just form of violation. But you've shown me how resolved the heart can be. Perhaps there is something to be said about the convictions of the Sargonians. My choices make me who I am, from this day. Hey, wait for me to finish! Her vision goes black. A black blade fan sweeps past her eye. She blinks just once, but the only light source has already gone out. Words are hard. She knows that Naruto has two black knives. They are equipped with special mechanisms and cannot be unsheathed directly. Yet in that instant, all she recalls is the Kuranta elders known as the Knights Mora, renowned for the relentless marching day and night, devouring the sun at high noon. She charges at where her counterpart should be, relying on her memory, and comes up empty. A little sleight of sand, a simple mirage of Originium arts. Who said anything about winning the fight? All I need to do is jump first. Embraced by darkness and illusion, Naruto takes a step back. Wait, Naruto, this is not a fair duel! Another silver medal for you. And she jumps in. Are you serious, Zubair? You're instructing me to attack you and moving like the wind at the same time. Give up, Pepe. I told you it's futile. You can never touch me, no matter how hard you swing that hammer of yours. I'll show you. Mirages! Are you trying to break the support beams to limit my movements? Again, it is futile. The broken columns and floor are quickly repaired by sand, leaving no trace of damage. Pepe goes through illusion after illusion, seeking Zubair. Whenever she catches a glimpse, however, he soon disappears behind more illusions and is once again nowhere to be seen. Focus, Pepe. Did you know, Zubair? Before I turned 14, the doctor said I was a frail girl who would never lift a heavy hammer like this. Quite the difference, the way you're swinging it despite your diminutive figure. I trained under Sargon's top strongmen so that I could penetrate the deserts and jungles and discover long-lost ancient ruins. By the age of 17, I could cross the vast desert on my own and fight off a dozen bandits at the same time. That alone is not enough, Pepe. I'm not trying to prove myself to you. I'm just telling you there has never been anything I couldn't do if I put my mind to it. No matter how hard or how out of reach, as long as I mean it, I can do it. Okay. Kinda cringe, but okay. You hold this impression because you have only lived 22 years. I had to cut down countless foes with my sword when I was under my father's banner. Their screams filled me with confidence. I believed there was nothing I couldn't acquire, nothing I couldn't do given enough time. Little did I know that my greatest enemy was time itself. I mean, all he's doing is dodging, he's not attacking. A golden flash and Pepe feels an intense pain from her ankle. Never mind, he's not just dodging. Before she could turn around. The staff is much heavier than expected. You must be faster, Pepe. It is etched upon my gem circuit that everyone who violates my father's tomb must die. Wait a minute. Why did you bring her here? Wait. You could have told her that before bringing her here. You were like, let me show you something in the tomb. Whoopsie, my programming commands me to kill you. Well, shit. Your attacks have begun to anger it. It is urging me to put an end to it all. You should not have played this game with me, Zubair. This is not a game, Pepe. No, it is. You close your eyes. Nothing but darkness. Pepe knows that her eyes aren't fast enough and will only hold her back. She could never catch her agile brother when playing hide and seek in the garden. He was like a slippery fin. Until one day she closed her eyes and realized she could hear every footstep her brother made on the stone tiles. I'm ready, sis. Come look for me. He's right behind me. Why aren't you coming? Why turn around quick enough? Why did you close your eyes? Are you admitting defeat? I can catch him. It's mirroring her brother because she wants to catch her brother before he leaves for the Golden City. Foreshadowing is a narrative device. Mustering all her might, Pepe turns and swings her hammer. Sure enough, she hears the sound of shatter. And there goes Zubayir. Wait, they only found the 4th gem. Wait. Hold up. Was that? Oh, wait. Wait, did I miss out on something? Was that before or after? They're still after. They're still after. Pepe opens her eyes and sees Zubayir's sister, inches away from breaking her neck in half. Wait, did he ever get the 5th gem? I think he did. Wait. 1st gem was given by Pepe. 2nd gem was from the contest. 3rd gem, Ajazi Najati fished it out of the river. 4th gem was kept by Sand Reckoner's family. Where's the 5th gem? There's still a 5th gem. Pepe opens her eyes and sees Zubayir's sistrum inches away from breaking her neck in half. Meanwhile, her hammer is pressed against Zubayir's chest, leaving a long crack in the gem on his chest. Congratulations, Pepe. You did it. I could never beat my big sister when we played hide and seek. Some things never change, even after so many centuries. The gem on your chest. This time, I think it's beyond repair. What will happen to you if it's completely shattered? True death. Eternal peace. Unless, of course, they bring you back in Enfield, Zubayir. Brother, your consciousness was engraved on Originium circuits. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring you back in Enfield. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. They're gonna pull you out of the Originium woods. Yes, I will. As your ancestor, may I ask you a favor, Pepe? What favor? Can you take me into that gem? It's hollow. I thought it was just decorative. No, there is something there that belongs to me and me alone. Is this big-ass gem the 5th gem? Thanks to them, I could say that all the years I spent guarding this place were not entirely for the sake of others. Some of those days did belong to me. I'll help you up. Careful, Pepe. This vessel is heavy, but I'll be free of it soon. Yes, stand beneath it. Pepe helps Zubayir into the middle of the hall underneath the massive gem. Light and shadows dance as the massive gem draws all the illumination into the room towards its base, converging at its tip. Though it should be blinding, Pepe feels as if she's being wrapped in warm, gentle currents. Oh. Just a casual light bath. I see it, young Knights Mora. This is your own dream. Go forward. Who is this? Speaking of Knights Mora, where is Narantuya? Oh, there she is. This feels familiar, as if a Beckbeast is stepping on my head again. Hey, Anat, where am I? Aspasia, do you hear me? Should have known. The comm's broken. She sits up underneath a black Beckby statue. The sound of water flowing echoes through the empty hall. A massive crystal hangs from the dome, and its light reveals numerous images of people like reflections in water. Okay, she's in the same room. Hologram technology. Just like the same technology they have in Ager. Gee, I wonder what ancient race the ancient Sargonians unearthed their technology from. Thinking emoji. Isn't that the shadow I was chasing by the river the other night? Are these shadows what the people of the city see year after year? One of the figures stops before her. Naruto seems to recognize the red hair and the haughty demeanor of the figure looking down at her. The figure turns around and walks through a closed door at the end of the hall. Your hair is pretty red, but I had to see your back to guess that you may be someone I knew. After all, the Knights Mara I know all run hard on their paths, never stopping to turn around. What do they say? May those who need them find them as its waters rise. You're the shadows that only appear when the river rises, aren't you? Well, I need to find the leak right now. I'll count on you this once. She's being guided by one of the holograms. Surely, it either leads her into the treasure trove, or it leads her directly where the sand leaks are coming. The flood trembles and the sound of falling water grows louder. Naruto steps through the flooded hall, running towards the armored figure. Oh, wait a minute. Armored figure, red hair, Knights Mora. The IS-4 boss? I still haven't done the secret IS-4 boss. Still have not gotten to it yet. It's probably a visage of the Kagan guy that Zubayir made a promise to. On the other side of the door is neither another maze passage nor flowing sand. Through a crack in the door, she could see treasures piled up like a mountain, glowing with a radiance that 1,000 years could not dull. But she does not even have time to exclaim. Ah, shit, she can't bring anything out. A massive fissure appears on the floor and the entire underground structure of the city trembles violently. The hiss of rapidly flowing sand is louder than ever. Beneath the city and sand under her feet, a colossal vortex of quicksand forms. That's bad. Come on, that's the leak I'm supposed to plug? Well, she's dead. Ooh. Is this the view under the crystal? I never thought the insides of this large gem would be anything like this. You see the platform in the middle. It may be hard to see, but it's there in the center. It's dazzling, but I should be able to feel my way. Ouch! Are they inside the crystal? No chance I was going to see that step. Be careful, there are 3 more. I found the platform. There's a gem on it. What do I do next? Could you take the gem from the platform and put it inside me? Ah, there we go. That's the 5th gem. Water is seeping in. The structural integrity of the trove has been compromised by quicksand. River water is gushing in. That means this place will soon be submerged. The river will wash away all. Place the gem in my chest. What does the last gem represent? Emotions. It is my emotions. Ooh. The centuries of solitude proved too hard to endure, and I had to part ways with most of my emotions. Your gem is broken. Putting this in won't help. I know. I just wanted to part from this realm as a human. You have always been human. Okay. I'm now convinced that the localizers are just widely using the term human now. Not to refer to anything ancient like oracle or priestess, but they're just using the term human just because that's how they localize it. Couldn't they have used a different word? Ay, ay, ay. Yo, Star. Yo, Star, the word human has a very specific connotation in Arknights. You can't just throw it around willy-nilly in casual conversation. Come on, dog. Ah, thank you. About the City of Gold. There was something that I wanted to tell you. Go on. Never mind. Whoa, 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 what? You can't leave it as a cliffhanger! Huh? Zubair! Let go, Pepe. You must let me go. As the water rises above Zubair's face, the broken gem in his chest is shattered and washed away by the surging current. His chest grows empty, but his eyes are filled with contentment. He closes his eyes and sinks into the water with a smile on his face. Pepe holds him by his shoulder, feeling him grow lighter. She realizes that this is not the water that's making him lighter. Golden liquid flows through the gaps in her fingers. It is Zubair's body melting away in the water. She instinctively tries to grab Zubair, but what is left of his shoulder dissipates at the force. Before long, Pepe alone remains in the water, watching as the golden current flows into the distance carrying white lotus flowers. May you guide his soul to rest, Horakhet. Well, we never got to meet the river god, I guess. But I'm sure there's gonna be some stinger to this event where we'd be like, hey, yo, there's a fair myth in this area. Their name is Horakhet, they're the flood god, they just watch from a distance, surely. Water pours down. Naruto remembers trying to catch an entire rain with the bottles in her pack when she was little. Later, she learned that the rain and drought are simply part of the cycle of life. Her tribe migrates with the weather atop the burden beasts. They cannot and need not carry so much water in their bags. Another tremor sends the structure beneath her feet close to collapsing beyond the sturdy floor. Holy fuck. Ah! My chair just hit me with a static electricity. Oh my god, I got shocked. What the fuck? Ow! My thigh got zapped. Ow! Another tremor sends the structure beneath her feet close to collapsing. Beyond the sturdy door of the trove, gold coins clatter against each other, their alluring clinks echoing the sounds of her dreams. Wish I could tell those two kitties in the museum that a hole big enough to sink a city isn't going to be plugged by a few planks. So that's it. The city's gonna get devoured, millions are gonna die. Naruto remembers how she dreamed about it. If she truly owned the mountain of gold, real gold, not the gilded iron ingots that the Lords Emir smelt, or the empty checks they write, the first thing she would do is dance on top of it. Wait, is she gonna plug the hole with the treasure? That way all the treasure will be captivated by her and never leave her again. Well then, let's dance. Naruto backs off a little bit and lifts a black Beck Beast statue. Then she charges at the seemingly indestructible door. Open up! It opened up automatically for her. Open sesame, she says. Slowly, the door opens to her shout, and she glimpses a corner of the mountain of gold through the gap. The mountain of gold begins to collapse as the structure tilts further and further. Treasures beyond reckoning spill out further, widening the fissure as they crash onto the floor. Water crashing down from above mixes with gold and sand, distorting the walls under its pressure and turning the massive treasure pile into a glittering waterfall. The Knight's Mora nimbly throws her knife and grabs onto the rope attached. Like an elegant dancer, she swings through the air, watching as a mountain of gold cascades into the shimmering deluge. She throws her head back and laughs. It's not quite how I envisioned it, but I knew I wasn't delusional. I really made it to the City of Radiance and struck gold. Honestly, how many in all of Sargon's history have enough gold to make it rain like a waterfall? I'll remember this sea of gold, just as I'll remember that what I desire I shall have. I'll amass more gold and I'll make it rain once more. When that day comes, the deserts of Sargon will remember my name. This is my choice. The glittering begins to dim as the gold falls through the fissure and into the forest. Just saying her final goodbye to the treasure trove. The roiling sands begin to calm. The sunken treasure has filled the fissure, staunching the quicksand. Oh, okay. It did staunch the quicksand. Sargon's swearing. Wait a minute. It's plugging up the hole. One less piece of treasure or two wouldn't have made a difference, right? Why didn't I at least take one home? Goodbye, Zubir. Huh. So the trove collapsed when its guardian died. Makes sense. So where am I? Who is this? Pepe or Narantuya? And how am I to swim myself out when you've gone with the water? No. Water presses at her chest, rising above her eyes, still gently whirling, dragging her even deeper. Wait, she's being sucked in? She feels everything grow dark around her. She gonna drown? Is this the first... I was about to ask if this is the first time we get an operator dying in their event quest, but first of all, playable operators do not die in Arknights because Hypergriff are cowards. And second of all, we've already had an operator die in their event quest. Shu. Shu died. And then came back to life promptly because she had to be sold to a gacha game market. Then someone grabs her hand. Ah, Narantuya saved her. Guess luck is on my side after all. One last piece of treasure to take home. Foreshadowing is a narrative device. She kidnapped Pepe eventually. She kidnapped her from the raging waters of death. Has it stopped? Yes, curator or not, sand isn't coming out of the taps anymore. Neither is water. Maybe it's just clogged? Maybe things... Don't worry, the jewel constructs have stopped moving. No sign of energy from the Originium Circus. It may never wake up again. You were carrying that little pet of yours. I trust Pepe. Well, we've done what we could. The chaos in the city has indeed stopped, but we can't be sure if it's over for good. Yes, we're still anxious. We all owe your friend a great debt of gratitude. I promise that I will honor her deeds and Pepe's in my report, that their names will be known throughout the City of Radiance and immortalized in the history books for posterity. I don't mind being known in this city, but I'd rather not be immortalized in the history books until I'm actually dead. Is that Narantuya or Pepe? Narantuya? Hey, give me a hand with this girl here. Pepe? She probably would have been done for if I hadn't come across her while swimming out. I kept swimming up and ended here. You look awful. Where's Zubair? Pepe turns her gaze to the pool next to her. May you guide his soul to rest, Horakhet. Let time flow for him again. Let us all move forward once more. Hey, I almost drowned. Of course my face and lips are going to be a little blue. Never mind that, let me see my accomplishments. The sand's gone from the city, right? And the water's clean now? Right now? And there's our ending shot. How did you get your face so dirty when you've been inside a museum all this time? Come on, let's wash away that dirt. No, not getting wet from the rain is the main reason why I don't do field work. Well, at least all's well that ends well. Millions did indeed not die. We had a reunion between ancestor and descendant. Naruto seems to have finished her Kagan quest? Question mark? I don't know. Maybe she's still on her Kagan quest and she just wants a mountain of gold. Looks like I saved quite a few lives today. But I guess none of these kitties are competent enough to be my subordinate. Okay, she is quite delusional. What does a competent subordinate look like in the mind of that Kuranda? Well... See, I told you Naruto would be fine. She wouldn't have just left us here. Sit down, Ajani. Fountain's shaky and it'll fall over if we both stand up at the same time. It's my turn to stand up now. Perhaps someone who fears nothing, like herself. You too, TT. It's such a fine and sunny day, isn't it? Well, all's well that ends well. It was a silly event after all. No one died. It's a summer event. It can't be a summer event if it's not silly as hell. The Jeweled Citizen. We're back with this guy. What a shame that my garden was only half ruined. This was my opportunity to give it a makeover, but the remaining sculptures and plants got in the way. Repairs are almost complete. Would you like to visit? I appreciate the offer, but I'm afraid I must decline for the time being. My gem collection is in disarray. I need to have each piece appraised individually to restore my centuries-old collection room. So, about the damage to the museum. I'll cover it up. If it doesn't work, I'll charm Father with reason and sweet talk. Either way, he will persuade the sponsors. Yep, Nepo Baby Pepe. And the museum's special new collection. Oh, don't worry, I'll explain it in my letter. I don't think Father will allow you to display the ancient architecture that the jewel constructs recreated, though. I understand. The first duty of the museum is not to display history, but to preserve it, and that includes ensuring that what should remain unseen remains unseen. Huh? What should remain unseen remain unseen? How is that the takeaway? Wait, what? What? Excuse me? How is that the takeaway when we spent the whole event being like, hey, maybe the way Sargon's history was kept was not the best? It was kind of written from one side. It was written under subjugation of the previous Shah, and now under instruction of one of the current Padishahs. The museum was like, okay, we'll keep things under wraps. The fuck is that takeaway, dog? Thank you, Pepe. I can finally sleep well tonight. I'm the one who should thank you. You and TT helped me find the gem. We made a historical discovery and... Narantuya? Narantuya? Oh, it's nothing. All that museum talks gotten me bored. That's all. I apologize. I invited you here because we wanted to express our gratitude. Regarding your request to give Ajazi and Ajani special treatment written into the museum rules, we are currently fulfilling it in a more subtle manner. What are those? Some kind of clay figurine? No, 2 new members of the museum staff. 2 stooges who'll still go to work even though it's hot enough to melt roads. I will instruct everyone to take good care of them before resigning my post as acting curator. I still can't believe it or not. Are you really giving up your job? I suppose Father won't be happy with my decision. For as long as I can remember, I've watched this city through the window. If it were a book, I think I've finally finished it. Its history, its past, its deeply buried secrets, which would have remained hidden if not for adventurers like you charging headlong into them, which will still remain hidden because the museum wants to keep it under wraps. I guess not to cause fear among the public that there was a zombie running around. Sure, fine. Whatever. Ah, a full view of the city. I'm just admiring the view. God damn it, this makes me want to play Assassin's Creed Origins again. I loved Assassin's Creed Origins. That was my favorite Assassin's Creed story of all time. Gameplay-wise, Odyssey was my favorite. But Origins was the first Witcher-like to come after The Witcher 3. I love that game. There are a bunch of rivers all throughout this city. Amazing, isn't it? It's only been 2 days, but the city's already mostly restored to its former state. There is still a lot of repair work to do in the houses, and the cracked roads will need to be paved again. The water supply is clean again. Of course, the river always flows. Yes, the river always flows, no matter how many cities turn to sand, and how many more are built upon it. The waters will carry away all. In the face of eternity, it's more of a certainty than a choice. But eternity has no meaning. Well, like TT said, it's not such a bad thing for the museum to have outlandish exhibitions once in a while. Ha! That I agree. You know, before coming here, I really did imagine going on a heart-racing adventure. Of course, it's nothing like what we've been through, just a battle of wits and courage with someone who's after my gems. Pity no one would actually do that to me. Such a shame. Right. No one would actually do battle with Pepe. Narantuya did not try to kidnap her a few chapters ago. Actually, there's one more thing I'd like to ask Pepe. You know, I'm a huge fan of Dr. Erickson's. Here we go again with Terra, a lore book that has not been translated, whatever its name is. Now that my research on Zubair is scrapped, I want to see other places on Terra just like Dr. Erickson did. I want to compile what I see in letters and send them to him. I want to become pen pals with him. Hey, that's a good reason to leave the museum. But if you faint from heat stroke just by standing too long in the city garden, shouldn't you get some physical training if you want to do field work? Is that why she's gonna come to Rhodes Island? That's what I wanted to ask you, Pepe. Can I travel across Terra in an air-conditioned vehicle? Oh boy. Oh boy, you poor sweet summer child. Right, about that. Oh! Recording! Sorry, Narantuya. We wanted to go further with you before saying goodbye. But we can't be skipping work if we're aiming for Employee of the Month at the museum. At least they found a place to stay and get a suitable place of work. Narantuya's off on her own now. Plus, this camcorder is really fun. Shut up, this videotape is a gift for Narantuya. It's something she'll always carry with her, so be serious. Hey, Narantuya. We'll throw some gold coins into the river if we really miss you. I heard the river that flows through the city will reach the ends of the lands, so you can find our gold coins no matter where you go. If it reaches the ocean, I don't think she's getting them back. Johnny's right. Oh, the melancholic music has started. We always get that. The end of the story. I must point out that this river does not flow to minutes, let alone the ends of the lands. You didn't have to say it out loud, you know. Plus, I'm not planning to go all the way to the ends of the lands. Speaking, have you decided to abandon them and walk the Kagan quest alone? I didn't abandon them. Those two stooges have finally found where they belong. I couldn't stick to any of the Kagan quest rules before. Now, at least, you know, I can travel around on my own and conveniently call it my Kagan quest. Saves some effort, doesn't it? I guess. I suspected you were Knightsmore on more than one occasion, but I thought it wasn't something you wanted to talk about. Hello, Landrock. We're about to finish the event. We're nearing the end.
I didn't talk about it because there was nothing to talk about. Besides, wouldn't it suck if people remembered me as a Knightsmore and not by my name, Narantuya? So, where does your Kagan quest end?
In a bed with Aspasia. Ayo!
Yuri. According to tradition, the Kagan quest ends at home. But I can't go home because of some things I did a long time ago. Home. Yeah, most people consider the location of their chosen trial to be the destination. But a Kagan quest doesn't end until you complete your trial and return home alive. That's the hardest part. A lot of people just keep going further and further away. I don't like to make things difficult for me. Maybe I'll call it a day once I find my next subordinate. I wish you a smooth journey. What about you? Have you had your fill of the museum these few days? Adyeti Keti Hanima has kindly granted me access to the parts of the collection not open to the public, but the more I see, the more acutely I became aware of the gaps in my knowledge and the history of Minos. There is nothing more I can do here after helping them with the write-ups for the renovated Minoan exhibit. I will bring photographs of the collections to Minos and share them with experts. Hopefully they will be able to prove the existence of competitive philosophical debates in ancient Minos.
Oh, great. We have two extremely nerdy countries now. Minos and Ager. Why can't one of you decide and pick a lane which one of you is going to be based on ancient Greece? Pick a lane!
After that, I might take the goblet back home. Oh, speaking of which, I have a present for you. The convoy will depart soon. Take this and flee. Go back to Minos. Farewell, friend.
Did she steal the goblet? Or is it the silver medals? Narantuya turns around and with confident strides walks away from the setting sun. As anticipated, she hears Aspasia's exclamation a moment later. Suitcase. That's the museum's goblet. She stole her family heirloom back. How is she so cool even though she's Narantuya, she's delusional, that's for sure. She thinks she's really cool, but to most other people she's like, she's kind of delusional, isn't she?
Shh. Just say thank you and leave with the stuff as quickly as you can. Don't ask questions.
Thank you.
You really won't ask.
I don't have to, remember?
Thank you, Narantuya. It has been a most rewarding trip. Cheers.
The convoy rings its bells, a signal for departure. Narantuya waves her hand without turning back.
With my golden blessing, you better win the gold medal. Speaking of rewards...
She's crying. I told you she was... She's a cringe lord on the inside.
A whole month of hard work and all I had to show for was that goblet. I guess there was something else too, I don't remember.
She got to see the ancient tomb, got to say goodbye to a mountain full of treasure, and left with empty pockets.
It's okay, it's my choice. I chose this. It's just a cup made of gold. There must be so many more waiting for me.
Somewhere on Rhodes Island. Because she'll become an operator, somehow. Asvar, won't you let me perform it for you just this once before you leave? I promise I'll swallow your clockwork toy and spit it out whole again without the slightest bite mark.
It's not as if I could stop you if you really wanted to. Go on. Curious if it will grow some real feathers. He just misses you, that's all. No need to let his antics delay you. Everyone knows the rules of the trading post well now. The Grand Bazaar will select a new overseer, or create a new order. You can leave without worry.
Your job is done! All you had to do was give the gem back to Zubair, cause a massive cataclysmic event, almost kill 1 million people, and now you're just peacing out. Sand Reckoner, what the fuck? You do all of that, no explanation, and you're just piecing out and becoming a Rhodes Island operator. Got it.
Do you really feel reluctant to part even when your existence is practically eternal?
Of course.
This is a gem trading post at the City of Radiance. I only ever pick the best place to live. Try keeping a real pet, not sovereign of beasts like Mio and I, or clockwork foul beasts. Sure. Successful merchants keep special pets. The minimum standard for you is an albino foul beast or a rainbow fin at least 3 meters long, understood? Come, let me pet you. Even beast lords want to be pet. Seemingly reluctant, Mio jumps onto the table in front of the human. Stop using that word, Yostar! Fuck me, you're pissing me off! Oh, Yostar! The term human has very specific connotations in Arknights. Don't just use it in casual conversation just because it's the most general term for person. Holy. Jumps on the table in front of the human and lowers its head and tucks its tail. Well, little dream. Flashback. Farewell, little human. Farewell. Sometime later, it opens its eyes again. Certain that no one is watching, its shadow grows to a size far exceeding that of regular cloud beasts. Are you still staying here, then? The bear has found his final rest. The descendant of the Shah has learned the truth of the trove, those whispers that echo through time. And you took the night's more to see the treasure, didn't you? She had proven her courage by jumping into the waterway depths. Therefore, I fulfilled my promise to Zubair. Then I suppose all our promises have been fulfilled, now that Zubair has passed on. Those of the present and those of 1,000 years ago. The city no longer has anything to do with the promises we first made. But I will stay where this city is still alive. I promise to protect the dead so that they may live again. I thought you would miss the City of Gold. The city that is now silent, it needs us no longer. True. It's as if the entire city has its tongue cut out by the Shahansha. I don't like it. But unlike you, I'm going to see it for myself. Okay, sequel bait. Just gotta leave a little stinger of where the sequel might go. Please, make PT playable in the sequel. She is the 6-star that we deserve during this event. Hypergriff. We could have had Pepe some other time. Come on, dog. Yes, I know. I'm exaggerating. I know this entire event is all about Pepe and her ancestors. Alright, give me the list of sponsors to visit. Take the inventory of these collections. I'll arrange repairs later. Hold on, don't send this to the natural exhibits. It's not amber. Didn't you see the fragment of a jewel construct inside? Just set this aside. Consider it part of my personal collection. Ah, there's Mio. Hey, little cloud beast. Luzvar's right. Let me touch your fur. See what comes out of your mouth this time. Yeah, oh, that's just what I wanted. What? Yes, I'm talking. I've designated you as my keeper. Understood? Well, okay, there we go. From now on, I will tell you where to go. Well, 6 months later. 6? Did Pepe ever reach the City of Gold to save her brother from getting his tongue cut out? You've got a visitor, Pepe. One moment, just writing the concluding remarks. You've been getting an endless stream of visitors since our essay on Zubair caught the attention of academia and media. I can decline the request if they're bothering you. No, it's okay, I can meet them. I want this essay to reach more people. I want all of Sargon to know Zubair better. Okay. Oh, thank fuck. Oh my god. If this event ended off
with the museum keeping wraps of everything that they learn, keeping all the secrets, ancient secrets, keeping them still as secrets, it would have pissed me off. This whole event is like, let's learn the true history. No fucking shot. Your steps are light, Hanim Effendi. I heard the rattling of your accessories, but not a single footstep. Oh my god, white woman jump scare. We can't possibly end this Orientalist ass event without one final reveal of a new white woman. Okay, it's a new Manticore. Are you related to our Manticore? Why do you have a crown on your head? Are you related to the Are you related to... Wait, what is up with your design? Wait a minute. You have a crown. You seem to have an Originium monitor. And you've got cat paws on your twin tails. What is going on here? Ah, the honored House of Historians. The heir not chosen. Pardon me, but you're... I apologize for not introducing myself sooner. I am the Herald of the Shahanshah. I hereby convey to you His Majesty the Shahanshah's gratitude and appreciation for your invaluable contributions to the history of Sargon. I also bring forth the Shahanshah's decree. Hatshepsut, His Majesty awaits your presence at Sharagade, so that he may hear of your exploits in Menahamait in your own words. Kindly make ready and depart without delay. His Majesty eagerly awaits your arrival. Okay. Just a bit of sequel bait. Just a bit of sequel bait for the sequel. Okay. So far, that was an okay event. Not great. Not bad. But it was just okay. It was a summer event of all time. I don't know what more is there to say. It was all about Pepe. If you're into Pepe, I guess you would be more fond of the event. Unfortunately, I'm not into Pepe. So far, the Sargonian world building, it's teetering on an edge. It balances on a tightrope, where the writers seem to have a good grasp of what the world building, what they want to do with Sargon. Problem is, because this is a gacha game, medium is the message. It has to be Orientalist as fuck. Because you can't possibly market any darker skinned characters in Asian regions because of colorism. Anyway, we're not gonna get into that anymore. The event is over. The event has ended. We're gonna get another Sargonian event to cringe about next time. It's gonna be a sequel. We're going to the City of Gold. We got a tease of Titi as a character in PV4, and we never got her playable. Damn. Shit. Okay. There we go. Anyway, okay event. Not bad, not good, just okay. If there was way more melanin in it, maybe I would have loved it. Unfortunately, there was not. Hypergriff gonna hypergriff. Anyway, that's gonna be it. Tomorrow we are gonna be playing S stages and MO, the MO stage. But that'll be it for now. Thank you to everyone who stopped by, chilled out in chat, use us as second monitor content, and watch us react to adventure that cannot wait for the sun. INUDI HAREK, Horakhet. Narrative is hot. You rest your case. It's a gacha game. Everyone in this game is hot. That is not... It's not original to be hot in this game. But anyway, once again, my name is Nez, and thanks for watching. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow for S stages. Bye-bye.